This brings us to the second most important concept, that everyone should be in two businesses. The one that puts money into your pocket, and the business of banking that you use to finance yourself. Let's break this down. Everyone should be in two businesses. The one that puts money into your pocket is fairly straightforward. You need a job or a business or whatever you do to create an income, make money, bring home the bacon. And then you need to be in the business of banking that you use to finance yourself. Is an extremely difficult concept for most people to grasp. Now, please do not get me wrong here. It is not difficult to learn, nor is it difficult to implement. As a matter of fact, remember, it's almost like it's so straightforward that sophisticated people overanalyze it and miss it. But once again, yes, I'm climbing back on my soapbox. Everything in our society is devised to not support this type of thinking or implementation, because it would literally destroy the corner bank as we know it. Okay, I know so far this has been pretty intense for most people. So it'd be okay with you right now to let me try to put a smile on your face? Yes? Cool. Take a breath. Close your eyes. And if you don't want to close your eyes, just try to imagine. What if you could have every penny of interest that you ever paid back in your pocket right now? How would that make you feel? Did I get you to smile? How does it make you feel imagining that every penny of interest you ever paid could be back in your own pocket? I smile every time I ask that. You got to be smiling thinking about it. That's what I'm trying to do here. Teach you how to keep every penny of interest in your own pocket, in your family's pocket, in your family's bank pocket. The business of banking that you use to finance yourself is the absolute most important lesson and concept to learn and execute. And it is not that hard to learn and execute. Remember, it's almost like it's so straightforward that sophisticated people overanalyze and miss it. Why am I so passionate about this? It'd be okay for me to quickly point out some more information that fuels my passion? Yes? Cool. Out of every dollar that the average American earns, 34.5 cents of it is gone right away to pay interest. Thinking about this with an investor hat on, 34.5 cents on $1, which is 100 cents. So therefore, 34.5 over 100 is 34.5%. If I can simply eliminate using someone else's money, I could save, or it could be considered earning, 34.5% with just that. So to me, simply learning how to save and or earn 34.5% seems to be so much smarter and so much more realistic than ever trying to make 34.5% in the market. I tried investing, which is what all the gurus and money professionals kept telling me to do with my money. But I could never make any real money, let alone 34.5% in my pocket after taxes. Everybody knows that in order to make big returns, you have to take big risks. And I am not okay with taking big risks with my hard-earned money. Using this strategy, every penny of interest you would ever pay would be back in your own pocket. You, your family, and your future generations would never have to walk into a corner bank again. And I can't think of a more incredible financial situation to be in. So the next question in this natural progression that everyone always asks is, how do I get into the business of banking? Remember, this is not a difficult thing to do, but there are 3 things that you will have to do to get into the business of banking. You ready? Number 1, be willing to learn. There's an old saying that minds are like parachutes. They work best when fully open. Another one of the biggest hurdles that most people have trouble getting over is not let previous preconceived notions that they have developed about money stand in their way of learning the real truth about money. So quick example, 15-year mortgage will save you more money over time than a 30-year mortgage. While most people believe this to be true, it is not. My point: be willing to learn, have and keep an open mind. Number 2, execute what you learn. I heard somewhere that you can acquire all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't ever act on what you learn, nothing will ever change. I can teach you exactly what to do to become extremely wealthy, but if you do not ever execute what you learn, nothing will change in your financial situation. Number 3, be disciplined. Learning and executing are the first 2 steps on your way into the business of banking, but the full benefits can only be realized after practicing continuous, disciplined banking actions, meaning you have to develop a new habit of becoming your family's banker and move away from the bad habit of thinking and acting like a borrower. Thinking and acting as a borrower is not your fault. Once again, it is our society that is programmed, that tries to program us to think and act like a borrower, because following their rules about money makes them rich. It's about time for us to start using our common sense to make ourselves rich. The big question. If it is so simple, why isn't everyone doing it? I've recently become aware of a great saying that applies to so much of life: truth and grace. While the truth can be a bitter piece of information, something we might not or don't want to hear, it does have to be handled in a way that will be acceptable to the person or persons hearing it. And to me, that has become delivering truth with an equal amount of grace. Grace being that while maybe the truth is this, we're always just one decision away from changing our truth. So with that being said, most people work 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours or more a week to earn their money, but then will not invest the time to learn the most important aspect of their finances that will free them from living a life of financial confusion. And that important aspect is the business of banking and financing themselves. Then, of those that will invest the time to learn the business of banking and financing themselves, most of these people will then not spend the time to bank and finance themselves. So, looking at this slide, it becomes fairly obvious and sad to me that the simple answer as to why most people will not free themselves from a life of being in debt to someone else and start building their own legacy of family wealth is simply because they will not spend the time necessary to do so. So imagine and think about, what is it worth you if every dollar you pay in interest could be back in your own pocket? You could create a large enough family bank that you and your family would never have to use the corner bank for financing ever again. You could create guaranteed retirement funds that will be there whenever you need it and leave windfalls of money to your next generation. All this could be done without any risk or taxes. How much time would you dedicate to learning and implementing a strategy like this?